Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel Ritz. I hope you guys are doing well. So today I'm going to share with you my updated everyday makeup routine. I did this video before also once, that was back in 2019 when I had just started my channel. So 4 years have passed since then, and obviously a lot of things have changed. My likings, my dislikes, and how I do my routine has also changed. So I'm going to take you through that. For example, I was really into bright lip shades back then. Now I'm more into neutral colors for my everyday look. So yeah, things like that. And yeah, let's get started with the video. So I like to start my makeup routine with a good moisturizer first. I have combination skin, so I always have preferred gel-based cream rather than these thick moisturizing ones, because these tend to break me out. But over the last 1 year, my skin has become really dry, and I in fact have 2-3 dry patches on my face now. So I've been using Cetaphil, and this really works for me, especially under makeup. Next, I move on to a primer, but to be very honest, I don't remember to put on primer every time I go out. But since I was doing this routine for y'all, I made sure I remembered. The reason behind this is because this is not a very heavy makeup. This is a very light, natural looking makeup. So yeah, I sometimes forget the step. So this primer is a dewy smooth primer. Sort of, it gives that extra glow to the skin. Next, I like to go in with the concealers. By the way, this is a no foundation look, so I'm going to skip foundation completely because I prefer it that way. On a day-to-day basis, I absolutely don't use foundation. It's only for special occasions, that's it. So yeah, I generally go in with these two concealers. These are from Swiss Beauty. I came across these concealers while doing a one brand tutorial for Swiss Beauty, and I have been in love with them since then. So basically, there are two shades that I use, number 3 and number 2. Number 3 is the closest match to my skin tone that I've found till date. And number 2 is just a shade lighter, which I use to highlight my face. So these are super hydrating. They blend in very well into the skin. So what I do is I use number 3 first, under my eyes, around my mouth, onto the forehead, and I also sort of dab the excess product onto the rest of my face to create a very thin layer, a natural looking layer, and it looks so flawless after this that I do not feel the need to go in with a foundation after this. So yeah, I like it this way, and it looks very natural for everyday look. Next, I go in with the number 2 shade, which I use to highlight my face. Now, this shade is a tad bit lighter than the other one and creates a very subtle highlight. And since this is a everyday makeup look, it needs to look, very natural. So I don't want my highlight to look starkly different from my base. So I think this works perfectly well from me, and it just makes me look a little more alive, a little more, presentable. After this, I like to go in with a liquid blush or a cheek tint. So recently, I fell in love with the concept of liquid blushes. I think it gives such a healthy looking flush to the skin. So I've been trying a lot of different brands, and this one is called Beet Tint by llana. So this is one of my favorite. But I also sometimes use my lipsticks as cheek tints as well. So I sort of put the product on the back of my hand and then blend it with my fingers and then dab it onto my face. That sort of warms up the product and blends it into the skin very well. Next, to set everything in, I use a loose powder and this kind of a powder puff. So I had actually forgotten here to brush off the excess, so you see so much powder on my face. But generally, I go in with a very light hand, and here, since there was a mistake, I sort of went in with a brush and removed all the excess powder from my face. And that's how I set it. I also set my eyes because otherwise the concealer will crease and it will be visible on my eyelids. Then I move on to my favorite part, that is contouring. It does not matter whether it's a wedding makeup routine or everyday makeup routine. I have to do this step. I have a very round face and very round cheeks. So contouring helps me, shape it better. It gives me that extra dimension. It sort of shapes out my jawline. It gives a very sharp chiseled look. So I like that, and it also brings back a lot of warmth and color to my face. So yeah, this is a must step for me that I never ever skip. Next, I use a powder blush and I set it on the same places I've used my liquid blush on. So sometimes I also skip this step. It's not necessary because I've already set the liquid blush with powder. But yeah, there are days when I want my blushes to look a little bit more visible. So I do this and then I blend it with a sponge so that everything looks, mixed together. Then for highlighter, I use this particular shade 90% of the time. This is the Merry Luminizer. This is in, I think, champagne gold color. And this suits my skin tone very well. So if I use a very gold highlighter, it looks too yellow on my skin. And then rose gold looks too pink. But for natural looking, highlighter, this I think is perfect. For my eyebrows nowadays, I just like to draw in the arch part and sort of, fill that part in. I don't do anything to the inner eyebrows anymore. Then I use the spoolie part of it and sort of comb through the eyebrows once, and it just brushes off the product, blends it more and makes it look natural. And then I go in with the eyebrow gel and run it through the hair once to sort of, fix it into the right shape. Then I use the highlighter that I've used on my face as an eyeshadow as well. Since the color is very similar to my skin tone, it does not look like an in your face eyeshadow. It looks very subtle, and at the same time, I have found that by doing this step, it just makes me look fresher as well as more youthful. So that's a tip if you wanted to try it out. Next, I use the same contour powder and I take it onto a fluffy eye brush and I use it onto the crease line to give it more definition. And I also use it on a pencil brush and run it through my lower lash line again to give my eyes more dimension, more depth and definition. Then I use a Kajal pencil to tightline my upper lash line. And this step is very important because I won't be using an eyeliner or any kind of, Kajal on my upper lids. So tightlining is very important. Another important step in my makeup routine is mascara. I never go without one. I think this is very important because it makes hell of a difference to your looks. So I use this from Daily Forever 52 most of the time. What I love about this is that it gives both volume and length to your lashes, as well as you can literally comb through each of your hair strand. And also the tip of it is so thin that it is very easy to do your lower lash with it, and you can see how much of a difference it makes. Next, I like to go in with a dewy finish setting spray, and once I've sprayed it, I like to dab with the makeup sponge once again so that everything looks blended and seamless. For lipsticks today, I am going to give you two options. This is such a makeup that you can easily pair it with a bright, bold color as well as a neutral shade. So if I'm going out in the evening or at night, or if I'm feeling a little bit more festive, then I like to go in with a bright pop of color with this look, especially reds or pinks. And on other days, which is 95% of the time, I reach out for nudes or neutral shades, especially pink nudes and brown nudes. So yeah, that is for the look. Somehow I have forgotten that this is an everyday makeup routine and not a lipstick swatch video. So here I am modeling with the lipstick, God knows why. But I hope you like this look, and if you try this out, then don't forget to mention that in the comments down below, and I will see you in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye.